everyone, hi. Today I would like to present to you the objective of this experiment. First, to define what is the ability of innocent species towards the host, which is the deer cat towards the reindeer. Secondly, to confirm whether the parasitic agent ivermectin could control the activities of innocent species towards the host, like the activity of the deer cat towards the reindeer.
What is meant by transplant experiment concept? Transplant experiment concept in general is an experiment of moving individuals of a species to an unoccupied area and determine if they can survive or reproduce successfully. For the deer cat to reindeer concept, invention or range expansion of parasite require life histories as compared to the invasive ectoparasites. For blood-feeding ectoparasites, host density is the most crucial factor for the invention if it uses their host for disposal. Their distribution is most likely constrained by life history stages. The effects of parasite infections on the host depends on three things, which is intensity of infection, the virulence of the parasites, and the resistance of the host animals. Parasite can cause direct damage to the host animals. In general, host specialist ectoparasites do only minor damage to the host. Arthropod parasites are usually ectoparasites. The deer cat Lepoptena cervi is an ectoparasitic loose fly that capable infection various cervids. It was detected in southeastern Finland. The deer cat is different from most ectoparasites as they shed their wing after they found the host animals. They attack the animals passing by and live on the host and feeding on its blood. They reproduce on the fur of the host animals, and female deposit one puparium at a time. As you can see, this is the life cycle of the deer cat. From pupal stage, it will become pupae and it drops on the ground, and the hatching occurs in late summer or early autumn, and it will become adult deer cat. After that, winged unfed adult deer cat will find the host. There are two types of host, incidental host and the host animal. The host animal is the reindeer. Adult attached to host takes blood meals and mating on the host. The female produces one larva at a time, which is retained on her body until pupation and then become pupal stage again, and the cycle is repeated.
Materials. In the sample, we have 11 females adult reindeer, 7 males adult reindeer, and deer cat. In the apparatus, we have color with individual coloring, number, ear tag, and scissors. For the chemicals, we have subcutaneous ivermectin, topical deltamethrin, and 0.85% SALIM injection. Procedures. Number 1. Obtain a population of adult reindeer. Number 2. Choose 11 females and 7 males of adult reindeer. Number 3. Divide the adult reindeer into 3 groups with equal sex ratio and average age. Number 4. Place the reindeer with the color in individual coloring and number ear tag for identification. Number 5. Treat the reindeer with subcutaneous ivermectin and topical deltamethrin on dorsal skin. Number 6. The males of reindeer need to castrate to prevent rat behavior. Number 7. Apply the Keds on the anterior back of each animal. Number 8. Using infection intensity approximately 20 times lower than observed while finished moose to indicate the reaction between deer cat infection and reindeer. Number 9. Give equivolume 0.85% saline injection to the infection and control groups that had been infected. Number 10. Calculate number of live and dead cat that had been found in the reindeer that had been shot by the bolt pistol. Number 11. Record the infection dates and number of transplanted deer, cat or reindeer in table 1.
So for the results, immediately after experimental infections, the deer cats disappeared into reindeer pets and dropped their wings. In both infection and medication groups, the reindeer scratched themselves, leaving bare patches and chafes in the pad. No deer cats were found on control group at the end of experiment. Next, infection group had 6 ± 3 live and 5 ± 1 dead flies per reindeer. While infection and medication group had no live but 17 ± 3 dead flies per reindeer. Next, the total number of deer cats at the end of experiment did not differ statistically between infection group and infection and medication group. The differences in the number of live and dead deer cats between infection group and infection and medication groups were statistically significant. Those differences remain significant also when reindeer number 13 was included. Okay, the total recovery of deer cats in infection group and infection and medication group was 4.7%, which is 1.1% for live and 3.6% for dead cats. The recovery of live deer cats in infection group was 2.1%, including reindeer number 13. Only one pupa could be found from an individual reindeer of infection group. And lastly, no other ectoparasites were observed in any of the study groups. Thank you.
For the discussions, low rates of survival and reproduction suggest that deer cat could potentially become a parasite of reindeer and produce on them. Deer cat could cause considerable stress to its host. This experiment is supported by field observation where pupa dropped on bedding sites of reindeer were observed. It has significant applications to reindeer herding as deer cats have already expanded their distribution limits. From the point of view of invasive species, the deer cat infesting primarily the moose in Finland has reached areas where other cervids such as reindeer are available as potential hosts. A dense moose populations may be able to support the existence and spread of the deer cats. The alternative host species would mean an increasing number of deer cat attacks. The development of a long-term host-parasite interactions is a long-lasting adaptive process. Deer cats, potentially irritating for reindeer, may not be well adapted to infest reindeer for longer periods. It is possible that slower adaptation of deer cat to the new host species or co-evolution could occur. The number of live deer cats on the reindeer decreased dramatically during the experiment because the reindeer have a natural ability to partly resist and discard deer cats from its skins. Reindeer also be able to remove the deer cats that are unable to intrude through the dense underfur, even though the sharp claws of the deer cats enable it to attach to hairs. If deer cats will be established, it could cause an increasing threat of parasitism to the reindeer.
Conclusion. First one is, the deer cat seems to be able to attach on the reindeer. The survival rates were very low. However, the deer cats could potentially be a parasite and reproduce on the reindeer. The second one is, the parasite, which is the deer cat, could be controlled by the anti-parasitic agent ivermectin. Only a single pupa was observed in a pack of individual reindeer. Thank you.